Hello, I'm Toby Rutter, and this is the 6th instalment of my Year 1 FMP reflection videos. This week has been the first of our intensive rehearsals, and I think it's gone really, really well. We have blocked the majority of the play. I think we've got a few, maybe 3 scenes left to block going into next week, but we've blocked the majority of the play and it's looking really, really good. I'm really pleased, with how it's been going so far. I myself have seen my character develop over this week. I think because, through the research and development process since we've been casted, I have been wondering, because my main character, we're all playing multiple, but my main character is Keith. And I have been really, really searching into who Keith is and how to play the character and who that character is. And I haven't, up until this week, I hadn't yet been able to find it. But this week, with intensives and really going into the blocking and playing our characters, I've really been able to find that character and find out who he is and what we want him to be. And that's been a real development. I think the character, the comparison of the character from how I've been playing him at the start of the week compared to the end of the week, there's such a massive difference in how I've been playing that character. And I think that's something that all performers have to go through, is that we can't just read a script and think, right, this is what this character is. We have to go through and like I have done this week, go, right, I'm going to try play him this way. Okay, that doesn't work, let's move on to something else. And that's what we all have to do, and that's exactly what I've done this week. And at the start of the week, I was playing Keith as a very eccentric character and very out there and something the audience might find a little bit amusing. But I've gone back and I've thought about it, and I've thought, actually, I'm playing a character that the audience needs to dislike. And, psychologically, naturally, the audience tends to root for someone amusing. But I've gone back and I've thought, for the purpose of the play and the story, the audience needs to really not like this character. And so I've gone back and I've gone through it and I've thought, right, I need to play this character in this way, very arrogant and very someone the audience is going to look at and think, So, that's been a real development, is finding my character there. With my other characters, it's been a bit different because those are all sort of, I'm playing Keith, which is my main role. I'm also playing Twitter user 6, local 1, and clubber 3. And those 3 roles are very sort of broad roles. We've been given broad direction for them. So I can follow that broad direction and go with that. But Keith is a character, like I said, I've had to delve into myself and find that character. So looking at intensives and sort of comparing it to our formative projects, I think first and foremost, intensive rehearsals are a much more efficient way of working. For that limited amount of time, the director and the performers and everyone involved is 100% focused on and eat, sleep and breathing the play that you're rehearsing. And I think that when you leave rehearsals on a certain moment and you have to come back to them, from that moment, I think the focus that intensive rehearsals brings, I think that's perfect. The only thing that is a downside is that with, during the formative projects where we've been rehearsing and devising and working on them once a week, I think you go away and you have more time to think on what's working, what isn't working, what do I want to change, what do I want to improve on, what do I definitely want to keep solid. I think with that process, working on something once a week, you definitely have more time to reflect and to think. Whereas, as I said, with intensives, you're focused 100% on what's going on in the moment. So, that's the only difference there. It's, as I said, it's been really good. It's really coming together. I can see the play already, even though we've got a few scenes left to block and make. I can see it coming together already, and I'm even though we're still a couple of weeks off, I'm so excited to see the finished project. Thank you very much.